My baptism name is Gabre Selassie, but the family name is Smith. You know? And before I get involved with the church, I was a Rasta. I was young in the Rasta movement, but I know the Rasta movement have a link with Ethiopia. Right? So, I had problem with family life, like marriage life, and because I was a married man, I understand, and couldn't get on with that system anymore. So I wanted was to go to Ethiopia now, right? And I started to plan to go to Ethiopia. And when I was near ready to go to Ethiopia, our brethren took me to a church in New York, in the Bronx there, right? But before I went to the church, the night before, I was dreaming that I was running. And it's America running from, but in Jamaica I see myself running. And I stopped at a certain place. Because how the place looked, because there was a hill on this side and it was like a city over on the other side, and I decided to stop to consider where I want to go, which part. I decided to run to the city, but as I'm about to run, I see a man sitting on a donkey in a full black, at the hill foot. It was a good distance away from me, but I know it was a man sitting on a donkey, crossway like this, not over like that, crossway, full black, and said to me, he just did like this to me. And I start running to the hills. The next day, the brethren come and took me to the church. And when I went to the church, and when I went through the door and go inside, the minister was on the platform speaking, and he just said, it's not time to go to Jamaica now. Ethiopia is nice. And I was thrilled to hear that and see the person that I saw in the dream. So I decided, no, I'm coming to Jamaica. And myself and some brethren came to Ethiopia. I will start to inquire about the church. I found the church. I will start to abide with the church. And then in that process, there was a hill called Debre Zeit. Debre Zeit, that the bishop went and blessed upon everything. We start to habitate that place, and it become a nice community, you know, everything. Then the bishop one time said to me, cause it like the way I usually dress, like in a farm, like I'm a clergyman. And he said to me, you like to wear clergy, you know, and I said, yes, yeah, you know. Anyway, he started me out on a deacon, you know, and I got till I become a deacon, right? And after a deacon, I go to the process still, I became a priest, but it took a long time for me to get there. And this is it, so I'm assigned to, there's a lot of branches we had over here, but we didn't have enough priests. So sometimes, you know, one priest have to try to support, you know what I mean, give support to other branches that don't have a priest and things like that, and deacons too. Up to visit those branches and work, you understand, because there was a good amount of churches and things like that. And from there on, I just stick with the church. And I decided to just live, you know, a natural life with the church, because I'm no more married to that. I'm not a married to anything, so I don't proclaim myself like I'm on, but I live the style. You know, and whenever it proclaims, that's it, but I know that I have to live that way. You know, so, and this is it.